Hey, Cash Course fans! Before we start the show, remember that you can get hundreds of free educational videos for all ages at PragerUkids.com. Subscribe today and never miss an episode. In an economy, there are producers of goods, like coffee roasters, and producers of services, like haircuts. Then there are consumers who buy coffee beans or use the hairstylist. But how do producers and consumers coordinate the exchange of these goods and services? The answer is prices. Whether $1 or 1 ounce of gold, prices are a mutually understood unit of value. They communicate to consumers what payment producers require for their goods or services, and to producers, what consumers are willing and able to pay. Without prices, both would be left guessing about what each other values. Let's take that cup of coffee you're buying. In order to come up with a value that would satisfy the producer, one would have to know the time, resources, and energy spent to produce it, and how much they expect to profit. As for the producer, one would have to know what each customer values in order to come up with a value they're willing to pay, as well as what they can afford.
How would I know that?
Exactly. Everyone's knowledge is limited, so prices are the most efficient way for a producer and consumer to communicate what's required for a specific exchange. While you may be interested in knowing the cost of each step from bean to cup, all you really need and want to know is that the coffee shop requires $3 from you for the coffee. The coffee shop owner will then learn quickly whether customers value what they're offering, and you will learn quickly how much you value what's being offered. This leads to what has always been true in any economy at any time. Consumers desire to spend as little as possible for a service or good, and producers desire to charge as much as possible. The intersection between these two competing forces is called the equilibrium price, which is the price where everything produced in a given time period will be purchased.
So how do you reach that price?
In a free market, prices are determined by the interplay between the quantity supplied and the quantity demanded. Let's illustrate this using a coffee shop. Suppose it can only produce 100 cups a day with each coffee priced at $3. This is the quantity supplied. Let's then say that exactly 100 customers purchase all 100 cups at $3. This is the quantity demanded. Since the number of cups supplied is the same as the cups demanded, that means $3 is the equilibrium price. But prices rarely stay where they are and are bound to change with changes in supply or demand. For example, news broke that
coffee is bad for you.
This negative news reduces demand, so now only 80 cups are selling at $3. There's more supply than there is demand, also called a surplus. In order to clear the surplus, which left unsold is wasted time and energy, you could reduce the price to $2 each. Since lower prices create an incentive to buy, the demand from customers could rebound, resulting in more cups being sold and reducing the surplus. On the other hand, news broke that
Actually, coffee's great for you.
this positive news increases demand, and now there are more customers than there is supply. This is called a shortage. In order to avoid selling out of everything, you'll need to increase the price. Higher prices create a disincentive, so demand from customers could fall and reduce the shortage. In both cases, whatever price clears the supply with no excess surplus or shortage is now the price customers are willing to pay. But the movement of prices has effects beyond the individual supply and demand with a specific business. For example, say news broke.
As you can see, Jan, coffee prices continue to rise.
That's a signal that demand remains strong, and it will encourage other producers to also sell coffee. This would also increase the demand for other ingredients, like milk and sugar. The increased demand could increase the prices of those ingredients for everyone who uses them, like bakers, who in turn might have to raise the prices for their bread and pastries. On the other hand,
As you can see, coffee prices are dropping like a rock. Oh, don't.
that's a signal that there's way too much supply, which could lead businesses to reduce coffee production or stop selling it entirely.
Bye.
This interplay between supply and demand affects the price of basically every product or service, whether it's gasoline, beef, or haircuts, and helps allocate scarce resources to their most productive uses. In some economies, where there's direct government intervention in prices, natural price movements can be distorted. This often leads to a chronic surplus in goods where there isn't enough demand, or a shortage of goods where there isn't enough supply. But that's another episode. Prices, especially high ones, might feel arbitrary, or like a business is just trying to rip you off. But in a free market, that price is a delicate balance based on many factors, including supply, demand, what consumers value, and what producers can offer. Prices are important signals that reflect everyone's interests. Allowed to function properly, they help small and large economies allocate their resources and stay efficient.
Coffee prices are on the rise. Oh, wait, no, they are dropping. Coffee prices
Coffee's
are
good for you.
dropping so low,
it's
and
bad
now
for
they're
you.
going right back
it's
up.
good.
Coffee
And
prices.
Watch more at PragerUkids.com. And parents, don't forget to subscribe.